Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today, I'm going to talk to you about exhaustion, how to stop being exhausted. A lot of the times we go around and we feel like we're exhausted. Now, first of all, I'm going to break down different kinds of exhaustion. Then I'm going to give you three tips on how you could re-energize and refocus when you feel exhausted or tired or fatigued. All right? So, the first thing that I would say is to stop identifying as being exhausted. Our words create our world. The first thing I want you to notice and catch it when you say it is when you're saying things to yourself like, I'm tired, or I'm exhausted, or this is killing me, or this is torture, or I have no energy. These are not true statements. Okay? You're not exhausted, you're feeling exhausted. You're not tired, you're feeling tired. Okay, let's differentiate the feeling from the being, because you are a being that is limitless, that is full of energy storage. Let's not start to identify with things, all right? Let's not get this ego gratification of telling ourselves, I am frustrated, I am this, I am tired. I fall into that trap too, right? I do it as well, but I catch myself, and I respect the people that catch it for me. They say no worries or no problems. Well, that is presupposing that there is a problem or a worry to begin with, when there really isn't. There is no problem, there is no worry, there is no issue, right? You're making an issue out of saying no issue. So let's focus on the words, all right, that we're using. Okay, next thing. If you watch any old RSD videos with RSD Tyler, Real Social Dynamics, then they will point out three types of fatigue: decision-making fatigue, persona fatigue, and judgment fatigue. Now, there are other kinds of fatigue, obviously. However, these are kind of the main three. So how do you get rid of decision-making fatigue? You learn to decide faster instead of debating in your mind. Should I do this thing or this thing? Just decide. Just go with something. Trust your instinct, trust your gut, and go with it. Go with it. Go with it. Trust and move. Trust and move. That ability. Next thing, how do you get rid of persona fatigue? You're authentically you at all times. You're not different with your parents than you are with your friends, for instance. Right? Now, there is some refinement there, obviously. However, you don't want to hide behind a mask or a social mask or a persona all the time. That's going to be draining and exhausting a lot of your energy. So just drop that mask and just fully embrace who you are, understand who you are, and just put it out there into the world. All right? The third thing, judgment fatigue. Turn judgment into curiosity. All right? It's not judgment, it's curiosity. We judge things that we don't really know. So when we get curious about them, it's actually telling our subconscious mind that we want to learn more about this thing rather than judging it and being ignorant about it. So turn judgment into curiosity. Then we have emotional release tiredness. All right, you just got to wait it out, okay? Blocking emotions tiredness. Let it go. Let the blocked emotions out in some way. Then there's post-viral tiredness or fatigue. Again, you got to wait it out. And when I say wait it out, it's not like a passive waiting it out, right? Obviously, you have to be active in your healing process as well and do certain things that get you to incorporate much more self-love, self-care, and all these different things into your life, right? It's not just sitting back and waiting for things to magically solve the issues that you're going through, but it's just an ability to have that patience to go through the process where you've gone through maybe a very traumatic event. Right? You're going to have to give yourself some time so that you don't have an icy cold layer of numbness where the shock is underneath in the water, right? So, for the confusion. There's also a healing tiredness. Now, this is a natural phase of just balancing out yin and yang energy, all right? So, this is one of the trickiest things to learn, and so this is one of the main things that I focus on with people through my personal coaching, all right? So, one of the things I've noticed to really combat tiredness or fatigue is a morning routine. Now, if you don't have a morning routine, that's completely fine. I never did either, and I never really believed in that idea. And I don't like the word routine, so I changed it to the word morning ritual. I felt much better with that word. Routine makes it seem like it's a chore, but it's really a sacred thing, right? When you're waking up in the morning and you're devoting time towards yourself. Right? A lot of times we've got to get up and we've got to do certain things. Maybe you have a job that you go to, you have to do things for, right? And then we don't have any time for ourselves. So one of the things that I'm practicing nowadays is waking up earlier, being able to have a few things in order. So one of the things that I like to do in the morning time is meditate. Meditate, move my body in some way, whether that's push-ups, yoga, just moving around, jumping up and down, shaking, whatever that is. Intuitively, I've got to feel it. Some kind of movement, some kind of breath. And also, I like to wake up and have a little bit of apple cider vinegar with a tall glass of water and just chug it down like it's a medicine. And it just wakes me up instantly. It wakes me up instantly. The first initial second is like this kind of horrible, vinegary taste, but then it's like, boom, I suddenly feel it. And another great one to do is to have a cold shower blast at the end of your shower routine. And that's really powerful as well, because that wakes up the nervous system, right? And it just gets you primed for the day, gets you very solid, very focused. And noticing that it can be, fatigue. There's different kinds of fatigue, obviously. So if you have chronic fatigue, I totally understand that you might be feeling very, very low, very, very tired. You might be lacking certain kind of micronutrients in your diet, right? B12 and, magnesium, all this kinds of stuff. The diet is another element of it. I'm not a nutrition coach. I'm not going to go there. But I do have a few kind of recommendations for that, which is hydration, all right? If you're drinking a lot of caffeine, if you're drinking a lot of beer, all that kind of stuff is dehydrating. So drinking a lot more water, especially if you're listening to binaural beats, I've learned the hard way that can be using your nervous system a lot too. So just doing that, drinking a lot more water. So what tends to happen when you are exhausted or when you're tired or fatigued? What happens is you become scattered. All right, and I mentioned in one of the videos to look up the Wayne Cook posture. That's a great way to unscramble your energy. Basically, what you have to do is, and you can look up a video on this. I can actually make a video on this one day, but basically you have to cross your legs, hold your foot with the other hand, and just squeeze and breathe, and do it with the other foot as well. And it just unscrambles your energy. I got this from Donna, who's an energy healer in Mind Valley. I did her program, and she recommended that one. It's really helped me to just unscramble my energy where I feel like so distracted, scattered, brain foggy kind of feeling, okay? What happens when you feel that way, your energy feels scrambled, or your energy is going to other people, right? It's going outside, it's going outward and not inward. So you want to have to bring it together. And what happens is we step into fight or flight mode. Your fight or flight mode or sympathetic system turns on and you get exhausted. Basically what the sympathetic system is doing is it's scanning for threats. It's scanning for threats in your thoughts. It's scanning for threats in the environment. It's scanning for threats like if you're trying to survive and get by, it's going to hoard all your energy. It's going to store it up, all right, because it feels like it needs to protect itself. So of course you're going to feel exhausted a little bit, right? So one of the first, so these are the 3 tips starting from now, okay? If you guys want to make a mark on the video, starting from now. 3 tips to refocus, re-energize, okay? First tip, drop everything. Drop it. Just drop it. Drop everything. Drop your computer, drop your phone, drop what you're doing. If you're reading a book, whatever you're doing, just stop everything, close your eyes, and breathe. Breathe from your belly. Okay, that's step 2, is to meditate, or breathe from your belly, or just be in silence, be in nature, or just observe, okay? Because the more we catch ourselves going down into that fight or flight state, we've got to reprogram and get ourselves into that rest and digest. So we actually need the rest when we're burning out. We need the rest to reconfigure the system, to rebalance, to reharmonize. Right? It's too much yang and not enough yin, or it's too much yin and not enough yang. So we're gonna have to find the harmony and have to find the balance, right, within that energy. So after you've meditated, a good time. Well, I meditate 30 minutes a day. You don't have to go that long. 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. It's all good. As long as you make it consistent. A lot of us don't have that consistency and we stop. That's the major key. All right, the consistency is the major key. And that comes from rewiring your subconscious mind. Step 1, drop it. Step 2, breathe. Step 3, writing. Or even recording on your phone. A lot of times people aren't really visual learners, they're auditory learners. So even if you just record it on your phone as like It's like when you go up to space, it's like a space log. Today I woke up. I didn't crave the taste of tea. I had some clean water. I went for a jog. I got distracted by the thought of my friends going out. They're in Croatia. I'm stuck over here. Whatever it is, whatever you're going through currently, just writing it down. And also writing it down, and then you want to take a highlighter, okay? And highlight everything that you wrote down that's a story. And read the rest as it's reality that's happening to you. But highlight the things that you've interpreted as you've written it down. So when you highlight it, you're actually clarifying in your mind, like, okay, my mind does this. It's a narrative, like it's a storyteller, right? I like to interpret my reality a certain way. And so when you can highlight the interpretations, it really starts to get you to notice the things that are actually blocking you, right? And the ways that your mind works. Once you understand more how your mind works, you can start to love it more. Because then you know, okay, I tend to do this. I tend to go there. But once I know what I'm tending to, then I can intend what I really want. So I hope this video helped you out today. I hope you gave you much more energy, even watching me. Give you some of mine energy to you. Feel that energy. Shake it out. Energize it. Feel it into your heart. Tap it into your system. You got this. Wake up. It's time to go. Let's get to work. Have an amazing day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. See you soon.